Alright, guys, Immortal George here, back with the series Buy Now, Later, or Never. This is Tower. It came out in 2020 for $25, and it's a tower defense game based on a single static tower that you add more stuff onto. That's basically the whole premise of the game. So we'll just go ahead and jump right in, and we'll watch the opening cutscene, and we'll do it on normal. There we go. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. It would help my channel get noticed. Taur, homeworld of the Tauron droids, is under attack by the Empyrean, a vast and powerful droid empire controlling most of the galaxy. After refusing to trade their advanced weapon technology with the warmongering Empyrean, the Taurons were declared galactic terrorists. A full-scale planetary invasion of Taurea and total war ensued shortly thereafter, with both sides suffering massive losses. Heavily outnumbered and inexperienced in war, the Taurons estimated the likelihood of their total annihilation to 99.8%. In its desperation, the Tauron High Council made a radical decision to grant full operational command of Tower-class battle station to a primitive, warmongering organic. Welcome, Commander, you cheeky little shit. All right. So here we have the campaign, and we're going to just hit enter. So basically, you must maintain control long enough for the Overlord to appear. Once you defeat it in battle, the campaign will be won. Now, I still don't know what the Overlord looks like. I lasted till day 24 with 88 control. I don't know what it means by maintain control. Does it mean 100? Does it mean 80? Does it mean more than 50? I don't know. So we only have one mission right now. Once we get more than one mission, I will explain what the victory, defeat, and abandon mean. On your screen, you see power here. This is kind of your general currency that you use for basically everything. Standard power core, which is used to unlock towers in-game. Large power cores, which is for the large slots. And massive power cores, which is for the massive slots, which I will show you once we get there. Astral Crystal and Stellar Crystal and Prime Crystal are for upgrades in your research tree here. I'll just mark this as there. So for example, the Cleaver takes 150 energy and then 1 Stellar Crystal, while as unlocking the Aegis is 250 power, 2 Stellar Crystals, and 1 Prime Crystal. So you just have your different costs over here. Like this stuff over here is, what's this called? Astral Crystals. And then you have the Forge system, which is upgrading your weaponry. And every time you upgrade it, it should raise the lower and upper bounds of your weapon. So yeah, reforging a weapon randomly changes its qualities and damage for better or worse. Each time a weapon is reforged, it ranks up, slightly increasing its minimum and maximum damage potential. The maximum rank for a weapon is 10, but it can be reforged an infinite number of times as long as you have the required resources. So you could say theoretically hit, like, this is your max cap right here where the mouse is, and then you could eventually hit that point in that roll. So right now we do 50 damage per shot. The 25 and 75 are simply bounds for when we click reforge. So you could get unlucky and get, say, 30 next time, because it might lower that or bump that 25 up to 30, and then you get the lowest roll possible. So just be aware, don't do this unless you can have more reforge chances, because you can completely screw yourself. Okay, we have no resources, so let's go ahead and jump into the first one. And all of this stuff is keyboard bound, so just to let you know that. Now, as far as the options go, the music in the game, let's just put it, on 25 here. So you saw that I had music. It's only on this main menu. That's it. If we go into mission, I don't believe there will be music, because I don't think they had music for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so here's that menu I was talking about. Space puts you in build mode. And then they text the energy and standard power cord unlock. This is your large slot, and this is your massive slot. So, and you can see their costs are quite large. The flares mark the enemy's position that they're coming in for. And R reloads your left gun, and T reloads your right gun to fire the, well, I say right, I mean like the interface right. So to fire your secondary, you press F. You can knock enemies off the map. Hopefully I did to one of these guys here. Nope. Ah, you bounce back up, you sucker. Now, terrain, unfortunately, does block you. As we see, my laser on this thing is being blocked by the terrain. So if I go to shoot him, yep, it'll hit the terrain just like that. That is super annoying in this game, because a lot of your weapons, like, even though my tower is way up here and shooting down here, like that line seems to go down a bit more than it should. But whatever. I'm just going to complain about it. To go to air mode, you hit shift, and you can see the laser snap upwards. But we're not having to worry about air units right now, so we'll ignore that. There we go. Knock two of them off. And you right-click to zoom in like I'm zooming in right now. Because sometimes hitting this stuff is kind of difficult. There we go. And we'll probably play this for an hour or so until I can show off as much as I can. This just explains what that sounds annoying. This just explains what I talked about earlier, these things down here. Alright, nothing else to do except this mission. Let's go ahead and do it. Now, every mission that you go into is based on one of a few maps, and they're all roughly the same length between, 1 and 3 minutes. We can't build anything yet, so this means nothing to us. I don't believe let's just unlock something here. Let's just go ahead and do it. Yeah, we don't have any towers yet. And as you saw, that took my energy, and it took 1 tower slot. You get out of my way. And, you should be fine. You get out of my way. You get out of my way. You get out of my way. Air shot. And this map is low gravity because we are not on the planet, as you can see out here. So stuff does fly farther. So at the start, missions are usually fairly simple. And hopefully the sound is equalized nicely, because this game is really loud. Okay, so we look at the option menus real quick. I have it on 20 master volume and 15 and 20 for this stuff. And then my OBS is minus 40 volume as well. And it's still kind of this loud on the video. Alright, so we have some power. We'll go ahead and use it. We have some astral crystals as well. We can get Raptor, which is a turret we can place in the map. We can get the Intercept controller, which is like a fighting aircraft. And we can also get Guardian Command, which is kind of infantry that guard your tower. So we'll go ahead and grab, let's see, an aircraft. And we will grab some extra health. I will say, this upgrade here and this one here are probably the most important upgrades you want to grab early. Because there's some enemies you can get by day 5 or 6. One's called the Mammoth Tank. Or just the Mammoth, excuse me. And I think it deals 75 damage to your tower when it shoots you. So you will lose very, very fast on those maps. So you need to have a lot of health and at least a little bit of health regen. So, there is that. So hopefully we have enough for a interceptor after the first wave, because I think we don't have enough energy yet. No, we have 31, and I want to say we need 100? 100, yep. So what it just talked about is the loadout menu. You can just press the keys here. You can also have skills later on that go on your QWE ASD, but we don't have anything else right now, so we're not going to worry about it. It's going over here. Now, unfortunately, because, like I said, everything gets in your way, all these trees are going to get in the way of shots. It's like, let's see, where does that go? Is that where I am? Okay, that's where I am. And you can't break these rocks. They're just there permanently in your way. So I can't shoot it yet because it keeps targeting to the rock instead. So one of their spawn points is over here, the other one's right here, and the other one's up here, and I think there might be one over here. The trees blocked every single one of those shots. That is disappointing. I'm just gonna start blowing up trees. You know, it's funny, I'm recording this on Earth Day, and I'm blowing up trees. And the annoying thing is, the interface gets in your way right here. You can right-click to solve that issue, because it puts you in the zoom-in menu, but I do just prefer to be in this. Day 4. Okay, so we finally have 2 missions. So, as you notice, there is an abandon slot and a defeat slot, along with victory. So if we do this one right here, we'll gain 12 points, but we lose 2 because we abandoned this battlefield. That's all that means. So there's no real difference between these two. Typically, from what I've seen, the more abandoned points there are, the stronger the waves will be in that mission. So we'll go ahead and do this one because it gives us more resources. So if you have to make decisions on if you're like weak at the start of the game and you see one that has a big high abandon cost, it's probably best to just eat the loss and not do it. Because otherwise you're going to not only lose the other ones by abandoning them, but you're also going to just not win. So, alright, now we get a look at one of the Inceptors. And there he is, Inceptor. Not the most accurate of guy. We're going to have to upgrade our gun as soon as we can. This is the map we were just on, almost. I think this area is different, and this area down here is different. That's 2, 4. Oh, there we At least that explosion looks nice. I can't shoot that because this rock's in my way. I'm still disappointed there is no music in this game, except the menu. I would like to get a power crystal, or I mean a stellar. What is stellar? I think it's stellar. Still no stellar crystals. Okay, these are air raids. Now, the only downside is air raids are kind of boring, and you'll see why. Well, they're both roughly the same, so we'll just do the one that gives us more resources. I can't count. I clicked the one that said 215, not the one that said 220. That's fine. That number's bigger, right? Right? Okay, we are in air mode. Our ship should take care of that. Or not. I'm just going to whiff and whiff. It's dead. Yeah, air missions are so slow. Oh, it's already dead. And these will actually impact your tower if they hit you. Yep, see, our tower took 20 damage. That was the and the controls also took 20 damage. Yeah, so everything took 20 damage from that. Like, it's right on top of it. How is it not hitting? Now, if this is destroyed, you can't use it the rest of the battle. You get fully refunded for it, and you can rebuild it next time you go into a match. And if you fire this too quickly, it will go wide. So if we just click, click, click. Never mind. Didn't do it that time. Yeah. Right. Spacebar. I keep trying to click stuff. Hey, we got some stellar crystals. But it's also a super hard one with 15 abandoned. Oh boy. Well, we need those crystals. Nothing to it but to go into the research tree and spam health. We can't buy the next rank, but we can buy a bit of regen and the raptor tower, which we're not going to be able to use right away. Continue. Whoops. Well, we're going to give it a shot. See if we can do it. Because we need those yellow crystals to unlock more guns. Towers are typically green, and your weapons that you use yourself are typically yellow. Looks like there's some enemy. I'm kind of glad I bought all that extra health and stuff. Hey, off the map you go. That was actually fairly easy. Lost probably only about 50 so or health with our regeneration. And now we have some stellar points to work with. Hooray. Yeah, so I got some more. That's an 18. We'll go ahead and do an 8. Well, I do want more stellar crystals, though. Let's look at our research tree. What can we get? We can get a cleaver. I like the cleaver, so we're going to take the cleaver. And prime cannon. Surface to air. Cryo missiles. Any aircraft will be slowed down. Never actually used that. I don't know what the destroyer is. Which takes 3 reds. And a Ravager. I also never did the Ravager. So we're going to try to go towards the Ravager if we can. So I've never used it. Do we have anything else? What is this? The knockback? Oh, it takes 100 for the knockback? No, it's just amount of shells. This is the knockback. And then this is burning, and this does more damage against shields. Yeah, we don't care about that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do this one so we can get some of the red crystals. Hopefully it's not too difficult. We're about to find out. I will have to wait till a bit into the mission before I can unlock some more stuff, because I think we only have 49 energy. Oh, one of our things got destroyed. That's why we had so much money. Oh no. Yeah. So it's saying units have different health types and stuff like that. Oh, great. Now, unfortunately, your weapons, when you switch them, do not recover their ammunition in their swapped state. So I will show you after this wave. So if we swap our state, as we can see, our ammo did not replenish. And even this gun, since we were in the middle of reloading it, has to reload the gun. So weapon swapping is discouraged in this game, unfortunately. Or at least you should reload your weapons in between waves. Is it just chilling there? Yep, now our cannon has to reload because we did not reload it previously. Did our ship just fly into a rock and get exploded? Did that just happen? If you hit escape, you can just skip past that screen. Okay, so I got a research tree real quick. Oh wow, we need 5 for that. And this takes 3 and 3 for the destroyer. I don't know what the rest of this stuff is. Sam site, Spectre control, Cyclone. Let's grab the Cyclone. And then we don't have enough funds for that, nor that. Alright, back to the campaign. We need more of these. We also need more of these. Let's do this one. I want some more stellar crystals and some more standard bases. Because we don't have any large core stuff to use yet, so we're going to ignore it. Great, more stuff to block my shots. Wonderful. Okay, let's grab a Cyclone. And then we'll unlock another one for next time. Shoot that, shoot that. It always misses when I fire it over there. Like, I want to shoot here. I give up on that. We're just going to shotgun him. Hey, shotgun knows the place. So it's pretty much only from over here and then somewhere over here, I'm guessing. Yeah, not exactly the most exciting gameplay. Same spot. Oops. Okay, that should be it. There's something right here I can't see. There was. And let's get past this screen because we don't care. Well, it's an air raid, so that means it's an air-only map, and that's a lot of abandon and defeat. I don't think we have much to unlock here. Guess we'll grab the time warp ability, because why not? And do this one. So it should be an air-only fight. And generally, you shouldn't let this gun overheat like I just did, because it does take longer to reset the full thing than if you just pump it a little bit. It's right on top. Oh, he's dead. I'm like, it's right on top of him. How'd I miss him? It's got 2 health. Finish him off. Let's get past this screen. Don't need it. Oh, let's see. What else do we need? Do we need red still? So we have 2 red. So to get the Ravager, we need 3 red, 2 green. Well, this one gives 3 red. So let's go ahead and do it. Because I've never tried that gun, and I want to try it. I guess we can build some raptors. And then we can unlock one more slot while we're at it. Oh yeah, if you just hold left click down, it seems it gets more accurate. Yeah. As long as you just stagger your clicks slightly, you should be okay. This is what I was talking about. The mammoth. If this thing shoots us, it might just wipe out most of our buildings. Yeah, look how much damage that did to our tower. It did 80 damage to our tower and completely destroyed our raptor in the back. Got that one to 60, that one to 60, that one to 20, that one to 20. That's how much damage those things do. And those can come as early as day 6. Where's the other one? Right here. And that dropped us down to 80 health from 300 with 1 regeneration over the course of that fight, which should have given us about, I want to say 80 to 100 more health. So roughly 350 to 400 health. Killed all of our towers. Yeah, brutal. Now, granted, the idea might be to not build your towers right next to the core like I did. It's probably smarter to spread them out and put them at like corners of your stuff so they don't get shot like when you get shot. In hindsight, that's probably a better idea. So we need some green next. So I'm not even going to look at the other stuff, and I'm going to click it because it says green. So maybe that's a better idea. Just put stuff like on the corners. Okay, we're out of blue thingies. So this might be the better idea. We'll find out. How did all those miss? I'm in air mode, right? Yeah. Interceptors are good air-to-air fighters. Don't crash into my tower. And these things will deal like 100 damage when they crash in your tower. That is why I'm taking... blowing them up with the shotgun when they start crashing into me, instead of just letting them die naturally. Because I don't like dead enemies taking down my stuff. And skip this screen, because I don't care. One control. Okay, we should have some more stuff now, though. Still gonna research. We still can't grab this one. What else can we do in the meantime? Let's grab, well, even though we're wasting the thing we just grabbed, now we can shoot 3 shotgun blasts at least. And we can get 4 off of this one. So yeah, extreme enemy resistance. Alright, sure, let's do it. Please don't be too overwhelming, that would be mean. No need to bully. And we can place the raptor. Not bad. Our tires are pretty well off. We don't have enough for a cyclone, do we? Nope. This bridge does not want me to let... I can't speak. This bridge doesn't want to let me get angles on them for some reason. Not too bad, we lost one tower. Got our resources we need to get the other weapons, hopefully soon. We got 7 now, so we can unlock... This takes 203. This takes 3 and 3. This takes 3 and 3 as well. I don't have enough energy, though. Whoops. I overspent my energy. That's fine. We can get more stellar crystals, because we'll need some more of those. We'll also need more of these, right? The prime crystals. So we'll just take... this one says 19. That one looks scary. Let's go ahead and do it. Because we all know the rules here. I'm no coward, so let's do the hard stuff. Can I blow this up? No. Or this? Yes. Is he on top of the rock? Yes, he is. Kind of handling stuff pretty easily. Of course, I did have to speak words, so hopefully speaking words does not make me regret. Well, here comes the regret. Nah, never mind. We only took 10 damage from that. That's nothing. We did lose one of our towers. That's fine, though. I think we lost the interceptor, I want to say. And escape to skip this screen. Oh yes, we need the... We get this one, then we can get this one. Or this one, and this one. Let's do it this way. What do you mean prerequisite tech required? I have this. Do I need to get both? Ah, bro, that's gross. Well, I didn't know that. Now I'm sad, because I don't have enough greenies. I guess we'll just look at this. We get 3 for this one. So we have 3. We need 3 for that and 3 for that. So we can spend 1 on range of our raptors. And then we'll grab this one for green. Oh, this is a lot of energy. I would like that energy, but we'll grab this for green. Okay, where are they going to come from? Or is it an air unit one? Air unit? See, this is the part where if I streamed games, I would talk to people during this, because there's a whole lot of nothing going on, and I think my turrets and cyclone gunships are going to kill everything for me. Yup, pretty much. And then once we get those new guns, we can start upgrading our primary weapon a bit and see what that stuff does. Get them, turrets, get them. Don't dodge, you turrets, you got this. Okay, we'll help out. Oh, dang, those turrets got him good that time. And that's that. Day 15. Alright, research. Now I guess I gotta grab this Havoc. Surface-to-air missiles. Manual target lock-on before it can be fired. I must be the right-click one. So this is just, we need more greens. I keep hitting escape. Well, we have none that are green. So I guess we'll just do this one that gives the most stuff. Because, you know, I like stuff. Everyone likes stuff. Stuff is good. Let's take a look. No, it is actually a left click. And then the Punisher... Now I'm confused. This is the right one. So they're both... So 3 and 7 are both anti-air, which we're doing right now. What's it do? Do those auto-target? Okay. Kind of annoying sound, though. What the? What hit it? Oh, it just blew up. I'm not sure where those go. They just auto-aim. Those are the cryo missiles I'm shooting, by the way. Yeah, how much damage does this thing do? It does 300. Don't crash into my tower, bro. I wish the F I was doing, this button, aimed at what I was aiming at. Because they seem to just be kind of random. I would like a little bit more control. And escape to quit out of this screen. Alright, okay, whoa, hello. 8 astral crystals. We do need that. So I will do that. I don't even care how hard the mission is. Let's go. Give me 8. Yeah, so far I'm not struggling too much. Although I did just say words, and you know what happens when I say words. I'll do 1 and then 6. A siege, I think, is a mix of both unit types. Did I even hit in the air? Now, you can actually kill those to prevent it dropping off the unit. They're going over this way, so I'm guessing the enemy's coming this way. Okay, you can kill the mammoth before it even touches the ground. Just blow up their airships. Duh. Oh, didn't quite get it. Oh, well, he still took huge damage from all that. Let's let this one land. I think that should be it, right? Nope, still more. I don't think we lost anything, did we? Maybe lost one cyclone gunship. So overall, it went pretty well. Day 17. Alright, let's go to research here. So we got the Ravager, prime cannon armed with dual plasma charged miniguns. We got it. And then we got the Destroyer, prime cannon weapon armed with a deadly ballistic missile. And we got it. So, Ravager with searing plasma shells, which tear apart unarmored enemies. An additional 2 damage against health. Fire more rounds. Sure, let's do some more rounds. Okay, we're out of money. Let's look at the forge here. So Destroyer does 250 to 750. What's the Ravager? The Ravager does 5 to 15. We do 10 right now. Let's reforge it just to see what happens. So now we do 13. And we got Epic rank 2. Alright, good enough for me. Let's see. Invasion, Skyfall. And this is massive on it. Let's do this one because it gives 6 of these crystals. This also gives 3 of these and 5 of these. Sure, let's do it. Okay, I want to see, what are these? This is the Ravager. Let's do that one. And let's do the Destroyer. I want to see it. That's probably more meant for, like, close range, huh? I don't know what to think about this gun. I mean, it's amazing up close, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm gonna switch back to my other gun. Now, nothing really happens when you lose other than you just lose some of your meter. I like our other guns better. We still got some resources from that, though, so it's like, whatever. Alright. Well, we'll just... And then you can always get, of course, come back in here and grab a whole bunch more health on your tower, some more regen if you need it, just more health. So now our tower would have 600 health instead of the 300 we had previously, with 2 health regen per second instead of 1 health regen per second. But we will go ahead and call it there. Because I think that's basically enough of the game that you can see kind of everything that goes on there. So then the question is, what do I think of the game? So my thoughts on the game here is for $25, there doesn't seem to be enough variety of enemies. Because we saw, I think, every enemy the game had to offer except for the Overlord or whatever it was. And as we saw, I went to day, was it like 18 or something without losing, and I didn't see any hint of the boss. So I don't know how deep into the days you have to be for that. Like maybe you need to control it for 30 days in a row. I don't know. The no music thing really gets me. Like, how can you have this type of game with no music? And I did try to look it up to see if maybe it was just like my game doing it or something like that. I couldn't find a single thing about there being no music in game. So I don't know if people just weren't bothered by it because it was so short in the missions, and then maybe like the turrets and the gunships and all that drowned out anything that could have been music. But I don't think I had any. And for $25 game, that's rather upsetting. Because I mean, I played $2, $3 free games that were like absolutely free, which had really good music in them. The terrain blocking your shots is perhaps one of the most frustrating things about the game. Because like you have your angle on the enemy, your tower's up really high, and then it decides to like dip down and hit that little bit of terrain. Nah, man, come on. The mortar didn't really feel useful at all. Maybe in that last match I did, it could have been a bit useful, but I had the big old ballistic missile, which should have done a little better, but I just didn't feel like I had much control in that last mission there. That Ravager cannon, whatever it was super inaccurate. I mean, it was really strong when you hit stuff, but I'm guessing that's more for like big targets, I'm guessing. And then your Punisher cannon, which is the normal one, is probably for anything else. I didn't find much point in the disintegration beam because, well, it doesn't reload or anything while you're swapped. So, like I said, hot swapping weapons in the game doesn't seem exactly too viable just because they don't reload. The upgrade tree is kind of, I don't know to think about it. I mean, some of these upgrades, like heavy impact, for example, why have this extra space for it? You could just make this a rank 2 of 2 and put it on here, and then have these two slots be right here. So you have a bit less clutter over there. Like, what is all this stuff right here? So we have our Guardian Command, which is our tank units. You give them more health on their units. You give them armor. You give them health regeneration. You give them shields as well as armor. And then you gain passive shielding on them. So why not just fold? And then you can also increase the amount of guardians you have and the health of the tower itself. Why not just fold the tower health in on this guardian command here so you can just improve it right on the button itself and have it extra stuff. And we didn't get to go to the secret mine or anything like that. I completely forgot I had this time warp ability. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot I had it. But yeah, they could definitely fold some of this stuff in on itself and make this a little bit less cluttered. As far as like this gambling mechanic goes, I don't even know what to think of the gambling mechanic. Like, let's take our Punisher cannon and let's just slap this. So we would have hit massive damage increase, pretty much almost a 50% damage increase. But then this is what happens when you do it again, because we're at 72.9. Like, ooh man, we hit a big bonus. Oops, now we're below even the 50 mark. Do it again, and now bam, we're all the way back up to 88.7, more than a 50% increase from 50. So this is pretty much gambling on your tower strength. And if you say ran out of resources when you did it, and you rolled lower than the 50 mark, well, now you have to do 3 shots to a regular target instead of 2. I mean, one that has armor on it, which just hampers you massively. So not a fan of that. And the crystals over here being completely random like they are, it's kind of harsh because sometimes you could go just a really long time without getting, say, green crystals. You can go 10 days without a single green crystal. I've actually done that on my other playthrough. So, all in all, I did not really enjoy my time playing this game because it felt really slow paced. And then, like that fight at the end where I did lose, I didn't really feel like I had much control over it, even though think I was pretty well equipped for it. Granted, I probably should have used the Punisher cannon and my shotgun from the start. So perhaps it would be a nice thing like that each day that passes, you just unlock an extra base around your tower. That might have been a really nice thing to do instead of having to spend resources and then spend more resources to build a tower on top of it. So all in all, for buy now, later, or never, I would put this in the never category, or at least heavily discounted, like $5 for the game, because 25 for this game is way too much. There are phone games I've seen with the same concept that come out in the last 2 years that do the same thing, and I believe you can unlock ad free in them for like $5. So pretty much the same thing, but you can just do it on your mobile device and then play it on BlueStacks. So there you go. There's the answer to the question. I just don't think the game's worth it. If you do like the game, I will have, of course, a link in the description so you can buy it. And as always, let me know what you guys think of my comments or my thoughts on the game, and let me know if you agree or disagree. But that's all for now. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.